I do speak in public about this. I have spoken in front of men and women about this. It is something that I find, I'm a motivational speaker, but also I find motivating myself. I feel like I get more out of it than what I feel like I say to people. I've enjoyed doing it, and I feel it's my responsibility to share with the world. My name is Lyndsie Zacheis, and I knew when I was 16 that I was going to write a book about my life. I knew that I wanted to turn the experiences that I had growing up into something positive for not only for myself, but for anybody else that has been in any sort of similar situation that I had been in. There are so many people that have been sexually abused, physically or mentally, or emotionally abused in their lives, and nobody talks about it, or it's not something that is talked about openly. It's about living your life to the fullest and doing it right now. I realized I was very unhappy. I was able to make a shift. I was 60, 70 pounds heavier, and I remember sitting down with myself and just realizing that I was tired of that. I was extremely tired of being unhappy. I did not know what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. So I kind of took what I didn't want and just kind of was like, okay, let's do the opposite of. So for an example, I was 60 plus pounds heavier. Honestly, I started here and here. I really wanted to love myself, and I didn't. And I wanted to feel good about myself. I desired that, and I made myself sit in front of the mirror, and I would talk to myself, and I would say things to myself that were positive. I would say, I would look at my eyes and be like, wow, you have really pretty eyes, or do just little things to get me to start liking and appreciating myself from the inside out, and keeping a grateful journal. I've kept a journal since I was 8 years old, so it has been amazing. Sexual, mental, and physical abuse, emotional abuse, these tools aren't just for those kind of obstacles. It's anything that causes pain or that causes confusion or fear. It's about living your life to the fullest and doing it right now. And it's been a blessing for me to be able to go back and to read my old journals and to see how of a mind shift I've had. I used to be suicidal and overweight, and just this poor self-esteem of myself and this poor image of myself on the inside and out. And so being a girl and being overweight, that was kind of a bigger issue for me at the time. And I remember just making myself stand in front of the mirror and taking my clothes off and being like, okay, what is it that I like about myself? And in the beginning there wasn't very much, but over time I was able to mentally and emotionally change that about myself. And through doing those things every day and creating that own shift in my mind, where I was starting to look for the positive things instead of being surrounded by the negativity. And I did a lot of self-exploring. Who did I want to be? What kind of people did I want to be around? What kind of life did I want to have? My life and my relationships have been forever learning as well. I've had relationships where I've been able to learn from and grow from, and to be like, okay, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. I was just tired. Like, as simple as it is, I was just so tired. I was tired of being angry. With my mom, I didn't know what it was like for her. I didn't know. I had never walked a mile in her shoes, and she's never walked a mile in mine. I was really angry with my mom for a while. We did not have a good relationship, and I remember waking up one day and just realizing that, give me an answer. Why did this happen? And why did you let this happen? And I realized that no matter what answer she would give me, it wasn't going to be good enough. And so that it didn't matter what answer she gave me. It doesn't, like, nobody deserves to go through that. So there's really no reason or answer. She probably didn't have an answer, you know, like she probably doesn't even know herself. For me, that was such an eye-opener, and it gave me the strength and the power to forgive her. And it was only hurting me. I mean, my stepfather was arrested and he went to jail for 3 years. I mean, he wasn't around anymore, so why was I still hurting, and why was I still in pain? I get a lot of like, oh, I can't believe you could talk about it. And I'm like, of course, like, you know, I understand where they're coming from. It happens so much and people don't talk about it. But in a weird way, I'm glad it happened. As a child, you believe those things because you're hearing them from somebody that is supposed to teach you and love you and tell you about the world and how it works and prepare you for life, and he did, just not in the normal healthy way. I had to do a little redirecting for myself. Forgiveness was more for myself than it was for him or anyone in my family, because it allowed me to be free, and it allowed me to love, and it allowed me to love myself and to find that, because the world that you live in is your own and you create it. It's in here and in here, and it's not what everybody else says or what everybody else thinks. It's what you feel and what you believe, and that is your reality. And like I said, it's been a blessing to be able to read my old journals and to see, okay, this is, man, I used to want to kill myself. I tried that, you know, I wanted that. And then to wake up and be excited about life, and to know that there's only more for me. There's more waiting for me. Anything I want, I can have it. And that's been a huge blessing that I am able to go back and see all that. I feel that this is important, and why it's important for me to share my story is that I want to empower and to educate, and I want there to be an understanding of that pain all feels the same. It all just comes from different places and different sources, and you know, everyone's hurt, everyone's felt depressed, everyone has felt happy, everyone's felt sad, everyone has felt all of these things, loneliness, and what to do with that whenever you have that, and what kind of mindset to live in on a day-to-day basis. And there's always going to be those times when, you know, you get down, or you know, you're hard on yourself or whatever, but it's where you live, what mindset do you live in every day, and what do you surround yourself with.